experience around the world. One thing I appreciate a lot from you is how you have a lot gymnastic cultures in your body from different places and your mind. How was this experience in US?
It was absolutely amazing. I changed my philosophy because when I left Romania, I didn't have the same philosophy than like what I had when I was in the States. I learned different angles, different ways of doing things. Also in Romania, we have very limited apparatus like to do drills and cheese mats and rolls and all this, you know. So then we had to adapt to different situation. Our springboard there was like two wooden plates like this, one on top of each other. No spring, no nothing. Just the top wood was elastic, like very flexible, and that was our springboard. That was the first springboard. Then I got to US. I had springboard with 3 springs, 4 springs, 5, 6 springs.
Wooden.
I could, yeah, and then I can choose. Then I had with foam. Oh, this springboard is much softer because the foam is much softer than the spring. So for little kids, shorter springboard. I could adapt different to situations, you know. So I could teach faster because this little drill or apparatus or whatever it is helped me to do this more efficiently.
That means you fell in the paradise with a lot of equipment.
Oh my God, that's why it clicked and everything changed. I like when I was helping my coach, you know, I didn't have my own class. I was not certified to do so. I graduated my university and later on I took my master's degree. But at that time I just finished my my university and I was just volunteering, you know. I was just helping. Okay, my coach would ask, "Can you do this?"
But you meet coaches also with different.
Of
you can
course,
share an
yes.
experience with some coaches.
Yes, and then when I went to the States, I worked 1 year in the mother company, and then they opened another branch, and their daughter ran it.
But this was in New York.
Yes, in New York, same. The gyms were about half-hour away from each other.
And the name of the gym?
The first one was Dynamic Gymnastics, and the second one Gold Star Gymnastics in New York. And we at Gold Star, at the second gym, my boss said, "I will give you some younger gymnasts, see what you can do with them." I had also some older gymnasts that were taken from the mother gym. And our gym was very small. First, when I got there, the team was made from 3 kids. Then me and my friend Alex, we started to build a team, and with Adriana, the 3 of us, then we grew the team, and we got to an elite level. And in the last year in US, we even got to nationals. I took one of my kids to nationals. And we won the nationals. New York team won the nationals in the States. It was the best experience so far in terms of like the excitement. I got there and they were the best coaches in US. Like all the level 10s from US, you know, compact, like compressed into this competition. And when I saw, like, I knew the coaches from TV, you know?
Yeah.
From the Pan American Games, from the, you know, like all these competitions, from the Worlds, from the Olympics, and I see them there, you know, they were there. And then they come and, "Hello, I'm this, I'm Goran, I'm in Gold Star Gymnastics." Oh, where is this gym? I never heard of it. So we kind of put a little bit, you know, this gym on the map together as a team, you know, not me. Like, it was a team effort, everybody. But man, the excitement and everything, that was crazy. And I was never shy to ask. I feel like you waste 100% of the chances to learn if you are shy to ask something. I was asking John, like, Jordan Weber, she was 2011 world champion all-around girl. Asked her coach, "Sorry, John, I have a question. Sorry, I'm, you know, new in gymnastics, young." He said, "Yeah, just shoot. How do you do your warm-up? How do you do your conditioning with your kids? What?" And then he first started to talk to me about the curve of gymnastics. Okay, this is the load curve. Then the kids will be tired, so they will be a little bit down. And then to be in top of their shape before the competition, don't let them do too many routines. Just start cleaning the routines and like this, you know. And at first, man, for me that was the philosophy. Okay, perfect, but it didn't work with all my kids. Some of the kids did not have enough 1 week after the very much load that I put on them to kind of rest and then give 100% in competition. They were too tired to finish their routine. And especially floor, their last pass was they couldn't anymore, you know. So then I kind of had to take the pulse of my team and see, okay, they need 10 days, they need 2 weeks to polish the routines. And in this time when you just polish the routines, you know, they also realize they are strong enough because we have loaded so much. And you know, this is how you
start
can
to read the
experience.
signals like
Yes,
a coach.
exactly.
You start to see what it's like a sound system, you know. You start to say, okay, here I need to put more down, here I need to put more higher.
Up, yes.
Yeah.
And this way I
Depending on your
adjusted.
gymnast.
I adjusted to the situation, you know. And then I asked other coaches, and okay, how do you build a routine based on what? How do you decide if this kid is better on clear hips or toe up handstands? How do I make the difference, you know? And all these questions, you know, they helped me a lot because you get different opinion from different people, and you kind of see behind everything is you have to feel it. If you don't feel it, you don't do it with passion.
And believe in yourself. It's feeling and believe in
Yes.
yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like if I don't feel it in me, I feel like I
It's
have
not
to do
for you.
something else.
Yeah.
Exactly. I have to feel like I'm doing something else, you know.
What is the difference from a coach from Romania in the United States? What is your unique selling point? Something you say, this is what I provide in this gym, and everyone said, oh, you're different. Why?
So at that point, that's when I saw the biggest difference. In Romania, as I said, we have limited apparatus, but beside this, we have very limited information. Because back then, like companies that make video streaming, they did not exist. You could not ask other opinions. You just see what other people are doing.
Not sharing
If you
too
go-
much knowledge.
Knowledge, yes. If you go to an international competition, like your English is not that good, so how will you ask, for example, a Russian coach or an American coach or a British coach or a German coach in their own language? Because if you speak a little bit English, but you cannot really address the question, not like if I talk Romanian to you, you will not understand what I ask. How you can answer to me like what I, so that was a little bit hard, like the information to get to Romania. But then when they started like video streaming and like this, and people started to offer different opinion, I was already in the States, and together with talking to people, I improved my English, and then I could address a question and they could address me an answer. And this way I took notes, I understand, I watch some videos, I understand, I apply, I try, I change, I adapt, and then overcome, man. Because this is how it, you know, this is how it comes together.
Yeah, I think if you are in US and you see all these resources and equipment, for you it's normal, it's usual. Find a lot of different shoes and a lot of different equipment and the colors and the walls with a lot of flags and a very competitive way. And when you're right there and you feel like, I have a lot of opportunities here. It's like,
Exactly.
yeah.
Really, it feels like you don't know how to start because you
You have
open
a
the
lot.
door and you have everything you
Kids.
can. Yes, and all the apparatus you have on the pit. So you know the kids can land safely and they're not scared to do it anymore. If you are in a gym that you don't have a pit, you have to find different ways of doing the same things.
Trampoline or
Yes. What if you don't have a trampoline? In my gym in Timisoara, we didn't have a trampoline. My first trampoline I saw when I was 13 years old. I went to Germany to a competition and they had a trampoline next to the gym. And before that, I only see on TV trampoline. I never knew how it feels, man. And then when I started to jump on it, man, I was doing like double backs, full in, whatever. And because of the bar, I don't know how to land. bounce out this way, bounce out that way. My coaches and my teammates were catching me from the air because I would jump off the trampoline. And this is really that's why the American gymnastics is so strong, because they have so many different ways, and they understood that, okay, how we can make it more efficient. How we can
work more smart.
Efficient, exactly, work more smart. How we can reduce the time
for prepare.
To prepare the same skills safely, of course. Because as you know, you cannot just throw skills like this, because kids can get injured and they can get scared as well, and then they will not do the same. They get mental blocks and all this. So that's what I think Americans are very good at. They shorten the time that they learn skills. So this way, when they're like 14, 15, 16 years old, you already see the skills that they can do. It's like crazy. So this is what in the US has taught me, that you can do things more efficiently. And you have if you have equipment, if you have the knowledge, and if you know how to combine everything, as you said in the beginning, like the chef has to know how to combine all these ingredients, not only to have the ingredients.
Not only copy paste.
It's not like that. No.
Is your environment is different, and the kids are different. The system is different.
It's different. Everything's different. So you have to know how to combine as a chef, to combine all these different ingredients, put them all together in a nice harmony,
and test what's working and what not working.
Yes, you take the pulse of your team. You see, okay, this team gets tired very easy. So what do I have to do? I have to do more endurance training. Or maybe this team hasn't started enough endurance, but it doesn't have or maybe they don't have the the instant power what they need.
More explosive.
Okay, exactly. I have to get them to be more explosive. The whole team. I see they're all running on their heels. Okay, I have to do some running drills for them. But this is according to each team individually,
But you make the X-ray and you understand what you can put here or there.
Or there, yes. It's all I feel from here. It comes from inside, man. You can read these things in the books, and you finish the book and you say, okay, now my kids will do exactly by this book. It might work, but it might not.
It's true. Goran, what if, for example, later you're right here in this place in Middle East?
Yes.
Your career continue here, and your team is an incredible work they do it.
Thank you.
How you feel here, this environment? What you provide here for this country and this city, and your coaching philosophy?
So, my visa expired in the States, and I left. And I came here to the Middle East. My friend invited me to the gym to see how it is and start coaching. And at first, when I got to the UAE, I was shocked, to be honest.
Why?
I go from my level 9s and 10s and elite gymnast with scholarships in the States, and I came to the first competition here, and the best skill at that time, it was a round of back handspring straight layout. That was the hardest skill somebody was doing in a competition. And at first I thought, okay, maybe it's just like a regional or a state, a scholars competition. I asked my friend, and he said no, because gymnastics is a new concept in the UAE. The first club was founded about 14, 15 years ago, something like that. I think 14, 15 years ago. Before that, they didn't know what gymnastics is. And the first gymnastics was, the floor, but without the springs. It was just the carpet.
Then rhythmic gymnastics.
Yeah, like rhythmic gymnastics floor. They didn't do any boys gymnastics back then, nothing. And then slowly they started to bring the equipment from certain providers.
More coaches
arrived from outside the country, from different cultures and different environments and different gymnastic schools. So slowly they said, we need this. We need springs for the spring floor. We need, a springboard with 5 springs, not this one with 4 springs, because the kids started to grow older a little bit, being a bit heavier and more powerful. They needed a little bit more resistance on the springboard. And this way, gymnastics has slowly improved in the UAE. And what I feel now that we can say, I feel like in the UAE gymnastics is we can do an international competition and be above average. I'm not talking about worlds or Olympics. I'm talking about international competitions like invitational gymnastics competitions. I see like many clubs already started to travel abroad.
Around,
Yes, and they're not doing a bad job, man. We are actually there. We even met to our last competition international, another club from the UAE, and we were now like, oh, it's so nice to see you guys here. Let's do it, together.
This was in
And
Europe.
yes, we went to Belgium for a competition, and we were actually above average in the first half.
I mean, the sport start to grow more and more.
Yes.
Without stop.
Yes, but as I said, like we got different coaches from different cultures and being ambitious and wanting more, and also the first impediment, like the first stop, the first bump that we hit, it was the money, because you need
investors,
the investors in order to build a gym that is like, okay, I can train here these skills safely, because this is what it is about,
and
to be safe
with some institution provided competition.
Exactly. And then when I hear, like for me, when I hear another club is opening, I'm like, yes, man, let's do it. More competition, we get better. Maybe we learn something from these people. Maybe they have an efficient way of learning, I don't know what skills, or maybe I see a different technique for a certain skill that I would never think it's even possible.
And if I like it,
exactly. And I think this way they also see our kids, and then maybe they say to our kids or to your kids, oh, I like this kid, how he's doing the round of back handspring. Look at the length of it. Look at how the arm comes late or whatever.
And this is what happened on the course, because you remember when we met you on the course, so you met 30 coaches from 14 countries, and everyone was there for learn.
Exactly.
And sharing and was supposed to learn from the professors, but later what happened is between teammates and colleagues they start to sharing ideas.
Yes, exactly. They started to share ideas. They would say, I think like this, and then you can only learn if you're open-minded. And I feel like really when we were there, everybody had the open mind. Nobody came there like, I know everything.
And I
you
don't
learn
want
from
to,
exactly. No. They said, this is my opinion, what do you guys think?
You test,
and then you
feedback.
Exactly. And then that's why I love feedback. Feedback is gold. If somebody can give you feedback, take it like this.
And improve.
Exactly. Because after you hear that feedback, it's a different opinion. It can be right or wrong, but as we talked before about correct and exactly,
you can filter is a constructive feedback or destructive feedback. Because when someone take the time, you remember when you write the paper upside down, you say, I am a gymnast.
Yes.
And you write all this feedback from the event, because we organized the first international course for coaches.
Yes.
And you was twice.
Yes.
It was twice, and you was close to the trampoline, and you was talking with the coaches, and you say, no, but look, I want to try, or what do you think if? And I saw you was very active on the class.
I feel like this is the best way you can learn if you are involved. If you are open-minded to, I feel this, I see this, I want to try. Maybe I see, okay, this is possible, but if I cannot feel it, me doing this, how can I teach this kid this, So, you ask, you get an answer, then they understand, then they can do it.
The why.
Because it's exactly the why.
Perfect.
Because otherwise, if you don't ask yourself questions, it's very hard to improve.
You are on the road and repeat.
Exactly. If you do the same thing every single day, 100% you're gonna have the exact same results. Doing the same exact thing and expecting different outcome from it, it's you have to be it's insanity. That's the word. That's insanity.
I mean, the beauty of the sport is when give to your journey different taste of methodology, communication, technique. That means you every time you try to make more dynamic your class. This
Yes.
maybe is what make you.
Yeah. That's what it made it. And I feel like in the dynamic class, kids respond better because they are interested
Motivated.
and they feel like it's always something going. If I have a boring class, okay, today we are learning forward roll, for example. I'm just saying a skill, and we spend 1 hour only teaching the angle of the hand and the knees. The kids will understand in their mind so many information
Too much.
in one class. I guarantee the next class they will remember maximum 1 or 2. That's it. This lesson I do only the hands. Next lesson I do the knees. Third lesson I do the hollow shape, and so on. And I build on it because next time they remember the hands. Then they remember the knees because the hands are already correct. And this is how you make the class more dynamic. You shorten the length. You're more efficient.
And you
this
put
way,
emotion for the motivation.
exactly. And then when they can do it and they do it correctly, I mean, correctly is the easiest way to do things.
The idea.
Without yes,
The idea.
like the idea. Then they are like so proud of their stuff. When I see that pride, man, I am excited. Excited.
You see the result that together. It's not only the gymnast, it's like a team.
Yes, and forward roll, it's not for high level gymnasts. Inside you think, it's for, but honestly, I
It's
feel
foundation.
for that
Yeah.
kid, I'm teaching the kid to do this. I'm not teaching myself to do this. They are proud, and I become so proud right away.
Yeah.
And I like this,
That means the foundations is something we cannot forget because sometimes the high performance return again on the foundation for prevent injuries and for improve technique. Because imagine a back handspring. You do a back handspring when you are 10 years old.
Yeah.
Later, when you have 20 years old, the back handspring change
Of course.
because there's a distance,
Flexibility.
amplitude, flexibility, tissues. The
Yes.
foundation is something we need sometimes put more attention.
And you know how it is here. A lot of kids travel over the summer. 2 months they don't really train.
Nothing.
Then they come Then they come back. They lose some of their flexibility,
Joint,
the strength.
mobility,
Yeah.
the growth.
Yeah. Some of them come back and they're like right away. You see they're taller. Yeah, I grew 3 centimeters this summer. Okay, the center of gravity has changed. It's not here anymore. It's a little bit higher, a little bit lower. And they have to adapt to their new body type now. They're less flexible maybe.
And mentally.
And also mentally,
Yeah.
as you say. So
Interest.
all these preparations, we need to take steps. We cannot, you were doing before vacation, double back, let's go double back. It doesn't work like this. So I feel like it's the perfect time to start back to the basics. This way they also understand their coordination, orientation, how strong they are, and then us as coaches, we also understand these things, so we know how we can get back at least to what we were, if not to build and improve even more,
Yeah.
on the go.
Yeah, I am totally agree with you because it's one thing like a PE I try to provide to my gymnasts also. Good foundations for big building. Yeah, Goran, I want to ask you now about future. What is if you have like an eagle, you fly above the desert, and you think, okay, what I want to do in these few years. What is your next project?
So I want to 2 things for my kids. I have some kids who will graduate soon, and I want them to be able to obtain a scholarship
In US?
in the US. Yes, in the US, they go to US and they want a scholarship. So my goal now is for these high level kids to give them the opportunity to join a team and compete for their school there, and of course get the scholarship there. And then the next one, for me, the next project is like kind of a test project, because after the course and after I spoke to some more coaches who are doing things a little bit different in terms of rebuilding a whole year in terms, and then these turns in mini turns. So this is what I'm working on now. I have different phases for each week, and I started with the competition dates first, and then I go backwards. And I
backward
go
engineer.
Exactly, backward
You're
engineer.
prepared.
Yes, and this is what I want to see if it works. So this is what I want to. Yes, testing there. I do it a little bit different. I used to do this, but a bit different. I wasn't structuring it so much. Before I was doing it as I go. Okay, I feel like they're not strong enough to do their routines, not enough endurance like this, you know. But now, as I like after the course and after I spoke to some more people, and I studied a little bit more this trimestral and then semi turns, and you know, like dividing by weeks and like this.
Like microcycles.
Microcycles, exactly. And I want to test this if it works. So far, it's doing good. I just started in the beginning of September, on the 1st of September. We are building, we are hopefully getting better and better. And also, man, I don't know them all. I feel like I know so little of this great bubble. So from this big bubble, you know, I only take this, but what I do now, I assimilate exactly, and bigger and bigger and bigger. And this also, it's a nice opportunity to talk to you, because as I told you before, every time I talk to you, I feel like we resonate, we learn from each other so many things. And if I have like a strong belief or something, you talk about the same thing, so then I have the same strong belief times 2, man. So then I times 2 every single time I see you, and it's so great being here and talking to you, because even it strengthens these projects, and as you said, these microcycles, you know, that you mentioned them. Now I feel like another confirmation that I'm on
the right
path.
Yeah, we're on the right path. You don't know what happened here in Dubai in a few years, but we must be ready.
Exactly.
Because the opportunities and the potential is bigger.
And when I first, like when I was in the States, you know, I wanted to open my own gym, and then I saw, okay, you need visa or green card or citizenship in order to build businesses there. You cannot stay if you don't have these things. Then in the UAE, the same. Before, it was not an option to have like a freelancing or business or whatever visa, you know, golden visa or so on. And now opportunities arise. Every day I see, like in the news, different like news about how they want to do this better for the people, for the community, to make it easier and faster for you to build a business, and sometimes even cheaper, because when you start a business, you know, you don't only need the knowledge, you also need the financials. So sometimes you need a partner, or sometimes you need funding from certain
or sometimes
areas.
You need the idea.
Or sometimes you need the idea. It all starts with an idea.
Yeah. Now we post this podcast for if someone want to contact Goran. We will send an email and they contact me on Instagram. But you don't know everything. The possibilities in your hands. This is the beauty of Dubai also. And let's see what happens in the future.
I really like this quote saying, if you can think it in your mind, you can hold it in your hands. So that means if somebody can think of something, it is definitely possible to make it. We don't know yet how, maybe, but it's definitely a challenge to find the answer.
Perfect. Okay, Goran. Mulțumesc. It's a really pleasure.
Muchas gracias.
Muchas gracias.
Thank you.
We promise the Latin people we will prepare the interview in Spanish, because he knows Spanish also. But first, we want to touch all the world with our interview in English. I really appreciate you are here.
Thank you so much.
I really like to share this time with you, because I learn also from you, and I hope to see you again in Escuela del Sur, and the best luck for you, man.
Definitely. I really appreciate the opportunity, and I will see you next time.
Is this the first time we provide a hack in the YouTube? You was the first. Because Latin all the time we give hug.
Yeah.
But yes, when you're in Dubai, you need to test this. I can give a hug. Or I give, on pre-COVID in Chile, we give a kiss here because you say hi. But when I return Chile, nobody do for COVID, you know? It's like it's a cultural, yeah, very nice. Okay, guys, we say bye. Please follow us on YouTube, Escuela del Sur, LinkedIn. You have a Spotify, Apple Podcast, and Google Podcast when you can find this interview with Goran Velin. You can share in your comments about or question any question you can ask Goran because he's very open for answer any question you have like our coaches. And see you next time. Bye bye.
Bye bye.